I want to welcome anyone who might be listening or walking past or clicking on this to Diaries and Discussion. I'm weeding behind my family's shed so that grass will grow rather than weeds, so that it will be more accessible for us to use this space for growing food. Not just for ourselves, but also for the insects and the mammals and the birds that cohabit with us humans. I was raised to be a Christian. I struggle to call myself one, because to me, to call oneself a Christian invites danger to one's own self. No, I don't think I'm persecuted for being a Christian. Certainly not in this country. No, what I mean is psychological danger. To call oneself something, I think, can create a false sense of security when to be something is to be it. To act upon it. Thus, if to love with a sense of agape, not eros, is to be all loving, to not be transactional with kindness or compassion or patience or listening, and not to boast, then I would think that to be Christian, one must avoid telling people that they are that in order to be it in some sense. It's like, and I can say this because I've been in some relationships that were loveless, but had an aesthetic of love. It's like being in a relationship where I love you is used as a phrase to cover over what someone is actually thinking, or as a false reassurance. Someone who is not showing love or patience might say, I love you, but you've got to stop doing this thing. I love you, but? It's like saying sorry, but following sorry usually means someone isn't sorry. And that's a criticism of naturalized English speakers, not those who are doing their best to speak a language that they do not understand as their first or fluent or as a fluent language. If I was to attempt to speak another language, say Spanish, I might say something that could be interpreted as disingenuous, either in my tone or in my phrasing, when actually I do mean what I'm saying. I do have a true intent to convey a true meaning. However, my language fails me. I cannot speak Spanish. The only other language that I have any real familiarity with is Guelga, which is otherwise known as Gael Talk or Gael Talk. It's the indigenous language of my Irish ancestors. Like most people in a settler colony, like most people of a diaspora, I'm a mix of more than one ethnic group. And indeed, tracing my lineage back far, my Irish surname has Latin connotations. No, not Hispanic Latin. No, Roman Latin. My family name has historic ties to the Roman colonization of Ireland in the 11th century. Or the 12th century, the 1100s. Or is it the 1200s? As far as I know, Ireland has been colonized or been fighting colonization or subject to colonization for about, or at least, 800 years. 800 solar rotations. Again, Kez, why do you get so specific? Oh, because I'm being mindful. Why say solar rotations? We know what a year is. Oh, do we? Many people across a number of cultures count their years by lunar cycles, not solar cycles. And yes, we know, across various globally aware societies, that the moon is in tandem with the Earth and the Sun, and the solar system, and the galaxy, and the many other galaxies. And so therefore, solar rotations are a fact. Does not change the fact that other people measure their years with lunar calendars, not solar calendars. Why? Well, because before globalization, That is, before enough people were able to communicate across their various disparate locations around the globe, the most common, trusted way to mark the seasons and the years was with the moon, not with the movement of the sun, because the sun was observed daily, whereas the moon was observed monthly. That's where the word month comes from. Moon. The moon goes through its cycles every 28 days or so, every 4 weeks, every 4 7-day weeks. Kez, again, you're being so specific. Well, again, it's for the sake of mindfulness and clarity. Reminding myself that what I was taught is not what others were taught. What I have learned is not what others have learned. And in order to respectfully communicate with other people who have other perspectives, one, rightfully I say, ought to, or does, consider where other people are coming from, other people's perspectives. I find it hard to listen to people, communicate with people who cannot respect my perspective. So I put the effort in where I can to understand other people's perspectives. In the hope that by doing so, part of the equation of equal and opposite reactions connected to my action of communicating might be that others see this example that I have learned from others to then take that and pay it forward, if you will. Pay it forward. The idea of not being greedy, not being possessive. Of having faith that by giving out what I understand and what I feel might help others to pay forward and to give out what they understand and what they feel mindfully. That is to say, meditatively. I hope you've enjoyed listening to a mindful and meditative conversation that I'm having with this camera on this device, and that I hope to share with those who are watching. So thank you to those who are watching. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Thank you for taking the time to pay attention to what I have to say. Thank you very much. My name is Kezia Warren, and you have been watching Diaries and Discussion. Let me show you what I've been doing. Let me show you the progress that I have achieved. Look at that. It's a big pot. That is the ground that I have lifted the weeds out of. And this is the grass that I have made way for by weeding out the plants that are in its way, that do not help the garden. I'm gonna keep gardening, and I'm gonna keep making these videos, putting them out, and I hope that you will watch them and share them and interact, comment, put likes, and I hope that you get something out of it. Thank you. Okay. Bye for now.